I'm always the little sister in this.
Oh my god! I told you this is gonna be the episode where we get canceled. Okay?
Yeah.
Because our first question is, why are you such a fat bitch?
Welcome to the Lady Berries podcast with Angelique Berry and Booda Inez.
Hello. Welcome to Lady Berry podcast.
Yes, with Angelique Berry. Is this thing on?
And Booda Inez. We have a special guest today.
Yes. I love the AI that you use.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the Lady Berry podcast with Angelique Berry and Booda Inez. The other half of Lady Berries.
The original lady.
The original
lady. There's another lady there?
Yeah.
Before she got replaced.
Before she got brutally kicked off,
I wouldn't say brutally.
Well, first of all, Ladywood, how long have you been doing drag?
I've been doing drag for about 4 years and some change.
Okay.
Yes.
So 4.5 years.
So you started performing like right after the pandemic, huh?
Yes, like right after. Well, I started right before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened, and yes.
This is your first podcast?
Why are you gay?
Well, okay. So, yeah, this is gonna be a fun episode.
I told you this.
I'm always the little sister in this.
Oh my god! I told you this is gonna be the episode where we get canceled. Okay?
Yeah.
Because our first question is, why are you such a fat bitch?
I never said I was fat. I'm just ill-fit. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we're here to talk about you.
Yeah, we're we're keeping that.
Ladywood. What made you come up with Ladywood?
I love Lady Gaga, and then I also at the moment was loving this album from Tobelo. It was called Ladywood, and yeah. I was literally.
I thought there was more to that.
I've gotten that too. My drag name. When I told this person about my drag name, my origin, and then she's like, "Oh, I thought it would be more deeper than that." And I was like, "Oh, damn, bitch, fuck you."
Well, I was also doing gender fluid drag at the beginning, and
at the beginning.
Unlike others.
No, I love, first of all, I mean, you're still sexy, in your own way right now. But in the past, you're a lot
you're
leaner. How can I say this?
My aesthetic
skinnier, and you were very, gender fluid, androgynous kind of boy, and... Yeah, in my opinion, you're a bit more elevated than that now. So.
Are you saying I'm fat?
I think you're healthy.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I think you're healthy.
I think you've been healthy since I met you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, but I love you.
Oh, do you?
What made you get into drag?
What made me get into drag?
I just want to let everybody know that this is the pageant version of Ladywood. And eventually, we are going to get the real Ladywood, because I expect this to be a 2-hour thing.
Oh dear.
And she can only hold this pageantry because she's never won a pageant. Formally, so she can't hold this.
I feel like she's this way because it's a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's gonna be on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's on the internet.
She's being professional.
She's being quote unquote. But like I said, eventually, I'm the only one.
You always trigger her.
I do. I'm the one that can bring it out of her. Okay, and oh my god. And now what is she gonna pull up?
I just want y'all to know that anything that is said on this podcast is not real.
Look at that bitch. She looks like a liar. Don't believe it. Fake news.
And she's just there.
And then Angelique. I know. Angelique, I always feel like Angelique is like the Harry Potter. Everything else is so...
And you're the one Weasley.
Yeah, and you're the fucking Luna Lovegood, whatever her name is.
Yeah. That's too bad.
You're the crazy bitch.
I am blonde.
Yeah. But anyways, so yes. So now, what transitioned you from gender fluid to full drag queen? Quote unquote.
Well, when I first started doing drag, my husband was very homophobic in a way.
You have a husband?
I did have a husband. I had a husband for 5 years.
Wow.
And when I started getting into this scene, our kind of transparency became very open. And he was like, I married a man. And I said, well, you married a man that dresses up like a woman, bitch. So eventually that led to a few other things happening. And I went through my divorce. So as soon as I was separated from him, I had a bigger chance to do drag. And not only that, there was this guy that I dated. His name was James. And he literally bought me wigs. He bought me wigs and he said, I want you to wear a wig.
I am reading you.
I don't know if he was calling me a man, but he did buy me my first wig.
Did you guys do anything freaky with those wigs?
No.
Just really?
You don't have to answer that.
How much can I say on YouTube? I mean,
we don't have advertisement yet, so we can say whatever we want.
Oh, okay.
We're not monetizing this yet. This is the early
version.
years. This is the early years. Before we start getting ads, then we'll have to.
Before we go on Drag Race.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you there.
Oh my God.
I always said to her that the only way that you can be on Drag Race is if I'm in it with you, because you're the Alyssa and I'm the Coco. Okay.
All
right.
I don't think that would happen.
You see how she's trying to. Listen. I'm not a judge.
No.
All right.
You're just
This is not.
You're right. You are not a judge. You are just a total.
There's the lady. There's the lady. What
There's
I want.
the real one.
There's the lady. What I want. Nice. So lady.
Well, she never answered my question. Was what
Which
made
one?
you?
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. What made you get into drag?
What made me get into drag mostly it was when I was younger. I was a performer, and I always went to my auntie's bar. I lived in Nogales, and she owned the gay bar, the only fucking gay bar there.
Oh.
And I met one of my partners there when I was about 14. I went into the bar, and he was doing Paulina Rubio, who was a very talented singer in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he literally looked just like her. And it was my first impression of drag outside of trans women in my city, doing sex work outside of a Blockbuster. Because that was the majority of the logic I had. I didn't even know my uncle did drag at the time. I only knew that there was certain females that gave the goods up for a little honey. Well, anyway.
I actually wish I was a sex worker.
Well,
you can never.
Can we start? Can you be my maitre d'?
I don't think you'll get that far, but
I don't think I'll be able to make any money with you.
I'll give you 20%.
I mean,
that's $2.
I mean, crackers and homeless people do deserve sex.
Oh wow!
And they get some change. So I went into the bar, and my auntie was like, I literally looked at her, and my ex-partner was performing as Paulina, and he did this. He was actually doing mi silencio y mi fascinación, and he literally took off his glasses, and I was like, what is Paulina Rubio doing in this hole in the wall in Mexico? And my auntie goes, that's a man.
It's a man, Mari.
No, but she'd explain it to me, and that was the first time I ever learned about drag. Then I found out that my uncle did drag, which you called. What did you say that was?
Yo-yo.
Oh, you said that Yo-Yo Blackfire was They do have beautiful curly hair, just like each other. But he also did drag, and eventually, as that happened, I learned more that my family had a history in it, and I actually wasn't very accepting of drag at the beginning. But when I moved here and I was married,
you're not accepting of my drag.
No, not yet.
Oh, you do drag?
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Oh my God, I'm being double teamed, and not in a good way.
Like a roasted chicken.
Yeah.
Well, that led to me wanting to try to do it, especially because as a performer, I wanted a stage, and it was the fastest way to get one.
So what was your first out of these bars in Arizona, in Phoenix? What was your first bar?
Charlie's? Oh no, my first bar
Yeah.
that I performed at, it was at Stacy's when it was the Queer Agenda.
Stacy's at Melrose.
Yes.
Wow.
You see how I led the witness to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was at Stacy's at Melrose when it was owned by Stacy's, a wonderful management. There was
where we had the queer pejorative. Can't say it.
No, it was the queer agenda. I was there. I get the right to say that. I get the right to say that. I'm sorry. I'm not claiming to own the queer agenda. But my point being, I was there with Dali. I was there with Ruby Moore. Benediction is the first one that gave me a chance to perform because one of my coworkers from Uber was like, reach out to this girl. She does the bookings for the queer agenda. And they have so much diversity, which, to be honest, has changed a lot lately. But it was a really wonderful experience. I got to meet Ali, who really actually encouraged me to do more drag, and Ruby Moore, who was a regular also at the Queer Arcana now, and is still a regular there. You'll see her every once in a while. Shout out to that bitch. But yes, that's
all the way from Denver.
So we're gonna blame Benediction for this.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you, Benediction.
You know.
Actually, thank you, Benediction. I love you.
Yeah, I love Ben.
Yeah,
she's like so pretty and everything I want to be.
But I literally, all I remember is messaging her saying, "Hey, I'm a newcomer. I've never done drag. I'm doing gender fluid," and I showed up with an American Eagle shirt, rhinestone with plastic stones.
Not American Eagle. I used to work there.
No, I don't. There's video evidence in my Instagram.
So condescending to say.
Oh, there goes a snort.
There we go. I was actually calling out that Booda loves to give us a little.
Oh my god!
Hey pig,
we're gonna be.
How you doing, pig?
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig.
So let's talk about how we met. Because
you guys go first because I met her after you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were in a little thing called the Drag Daddy Showcase. Angelique and I were in Showcase number 1.
Oh, you were Showcase number 2?
She was Showcase number 2, girl.
Okay.
And
newcomers versus season queens.
No kidding. So I always say that the Showcase number 1 performers were like the more humble. Like the true like up and comers versus like Showcase number 2 where it was
nobody knew us.
And everybody was like, when I saw them, I was like, everybody's like really polished and really good. Why do they need this? And then when I first saw you on stage, I can't remember your first number. Was with these black wings, and you did.
That was my second number.
Okay, whatever then. Okay, then your first number was with the Harley Quinn then.
Yeah, it was.
It was with the string, with the string, like her Birds of Prey look.
Yes.
And you had the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So that was your first number, and then your second number was with the black wings. But I guess like the second number was really what solidified me loving you because it was so cute. You played. You were doing Miley Cyrus. I Can't Be Tamed.
Of course,
I believe. And what did you do with Harley Quinn? Did you do Doja's?
No,
I'm a boss. I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. I'm sorry, like Ross.
I was very intentional because that was basically like my third number doing like female drag or whatever that means. But
female presenting.
Yeah, female presenting.
Well, I when I introduced myself again through them, I did a section where Harley Quinn says, "Knock knock, boys. Harley Quinn, nice to meet ya." Mm-hmm. So it was that into Ashnico, and I did what's it called? Fuck. Break your heart like an empty party.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. So
that's when I used my baton for the first time.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. She has a very famous trick. Don't fall for it. She does it all the time, where it's a folded baton, and she pops it out in one hand, and everybody like goes crazy and like, oh my god, is she a witch? No, but it's a. I like to tease you, but it's amazing.
Actually, she likes to tease me so much that she stole it. but she did it with 2.
What?
We even talked about it. And I was like, Booda, be careful. Don't hit anyone in the face with it.
And I did.
It can happen.
And then I asked my drag mom, did I hit anybody? And she's like, girl, you hit everybody.
Just like with your
So,
so it's interesting how you use drag daddies as kind of like a resurgence, like a reimagining of your drag.
Yes,
Yes.
it was definitely kind of like
what
a
we see
reboot.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. That was like my reboot. I kind of took it as a 2.0 because I was finally steady from my divorce and I was feeling kind of happy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Oreo, who's my partner, the biggest
Your fiance.
My fiance, actually. One of my biggest support systems that I've ever had in my entire
We love
life.
Oreo. Oreo is our DJ at Lady Berry's every second Sunday of the month. Nice
Be there. I'll be there too.
Oh yeah, she's.
You'll see that because
You'll
she
see
can't
her.
let it go.
You'll,
can't let it go.
I'll be there. I'll be there for half of it, and then I'll go to.
And then she'll go to Ego.
Shout out to Ego Death.
Yeah, shout out to Ego Death. We love
Last time she
them.
stuck around, right?
I did.
Yeah, she did. She stuck around for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I did.
But anyways, how do you meet?
So how did I meet you? So it was like literally after the show, and it's actually a funny story. I actually went to the wrong. I think I approached somebody else because it was another drag queen that was performing at Showcase number 2. And
Was she Canadian?
And no, it wasn't near enough. So don't try and pull that, little girl. Okay, it wasn't her. It was Travesty. I approached Travesty.
I hate you so much.
Said to her, but I didn't name you. I said, "Oh my God, I love you. I loved when you did Miley Cyrus." And then she's like, Miley Cyrus, but she like went with it. But then I came up to you and I said, and then I don't even know why I said Travesty to you, but I just said, oh my God, Travesty, I love that name. I love you. I love all that you do. That Harley Quinn was so amazing. And then she's like looking at me like,
she was a travesty.
She was like, this stupid bitch. And I told Travesty Majors this story before that I have mistook you two because in the beginning, you know, if you're not paying attention, you know, you guys were similar to me. But now, knowing, please like I said, if you're not paying attention, if you squint real hard. But now there's obvious distinctions.
Yeah.
One is a gorgeous woman and beautiful woman.
And the other one is talented.
I love you, Travesty.
I wasn't talking about Travesty. I was talking about her.
Damn.
So
I love.
So Travesty. I came up to her and she's like looking at me like this stupid bitch. And then I think she said, because I said to her that, oh, I'm part of Showcase number 1. I'm a drag queen too, or I'm trying to be a drag queen. And then she's like, well, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to see you around, and good luck, girl. And then, and then I kind of didn't see you again until we started doing. Stace at the time it was called Stacy's Rising Star.
You want to know something really funny? Before we move on,
go ahead.
You said that I look like Travesty. That has been said so many times to me. But
okay,
you
so
want to know the funny part?
One. Okay,
yes, you're definitely not. But the funniest part is that when I was skinnier, people used to call me Salem.
I mean, listen, I would love to be. Listen, somebody mistook me for Pyra. And I think Pyra is amazing.
Someone mistook me for Barbara Seville. Fuck you, honey buns. Fuck you, honey buns. If you're listening to this.
Oh yeah, wait. Fuck you, honey buns. Tradition.
So I met Ladywood. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I've met her too.
Yes, she's met me too, Booda.
Who are you?
La chica madre.
Well, okay. So I actually the first time I talked to Ladywood was in Tucson when she did a show for Christy, I think.
Oh my God, that's true.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, Ladywood, and you're like, hi.
Hey.
I'm like, I think I don't know if you met before that, but that's the only encounter that I remember actually talking to you. And then, yeah, it was very short though.
It's okay. It's because most of the time I'm always running around like a headless chicken.
And I think when you guys started doing Rising Stars, when I started talking more to you.
Yep.
And you're like, I like you usually because I'm a bitch. Nobody likes me.
That is true. I feel like people always tell me you're too fucking nice, and I'm like, you just. It reminds me of that meme that's like, why are you being so fucking nice? Just show them how fucking crazy you are. That's literally me. But yes, I was the nicest girl.
Yeah, and then like the Drag Daddy Showcase turned into a competition.
Oh, did you compete for that?
Yeah, she was part of it. I believe you were fourth or third.
I was third.
You were third
because yes, I was third, and your mother, which I love. Shout out to me, Inez.
Oh yeah, she
looked
judge
at me. She looked at me and said,
"We have mentioned Mia in every single one of our podcasts."
Yeah, every episode. So. She's my mother, so yeah, I'm gonna bring her up.
And we love Mia Inez. Yeah. She literally comes up to me and goes, "Don't leave the stage. They're just saying the points." And then when they kicked me off the stage, basically, she goes, "I'm sorry." And I was like, "It's okay. Let the Canadian have it." Or the one from where was she from, Chris, at the time?
Huh?
Where was she living?
Chris Moore?
Yes.
She's a Flagstaff girl.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I was trying to get. Literally, it was a Flagstaff girl and a Canadian girl, and it was supposed to be a show to get a local queen to have her own show.
Phoenix girl. Yeah. Which it's. Listen, I can't fault them because it actually really did. It brought all the showrunners.
Well, you can, together. But I can.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just speak for me because it was when we did the showcase. I've never seen a bar so packed in my life, and I
was there.
Yeah, and
for your showcase, I saw you whipping that light thing, hitting people in the face. It was crazy.
And I wish, you know what? I wish hindsight is always 20/20. I don't know. I wish that I did a number where I was just collecting tips because the place was so packed.
Our 2.5 number was collecting
I know, but
tips.
It was so packed.
Yeah.
And for me, I was just trying to be cute, and because I had flying butterflies. I had a light whip.
Also, you were doing what's her name? What did she do? Who was it that did that? And Drag Race.
Oh, Asia. Mine flew. They flew up. Because I was doing like this cute little quiet number by Casey Musgrave called Butterflies. It was just a nice little ballad, and then it turned into a high upbeat number into High Horse. And in chorus, she sings, "You give me butterflies," and then I released the butterflies, and I literally was scaring people. I scared people. They were like, "Oh shit, what is that?"
They saw your face.
No, it's one of those spinny.
Like the little like the fairy,
that you buy that you buy from Amazon, but you have to hold on to it otherwise it's gonna release.
Is it still in Cobalt?
And I know somebody took it. But yeah, you were in the competition, and I was kind of bummed that I wasn't chosen, but I kind of understood because it really wasn't for me.
No, I remember you whipping that whip.
They said we can't let her do that again.
Yeah, they're like we don't have insurance.
So let's move on to Rising Star.
Yes, because we got real close, real fast in Rising Star. And we were the first cycle, season 1, cycle 1. At Rising Stars, we were the guinea pigs. Cycle 1.
Talk about guinea pigs.
Talk about guinea pigs. But it was probably one of like the most stressful, most challenging, but most fulfilling 12 weeks of my life. And it was all because of you. It really was. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, you are gagged. She's like emotions.
I do that at times.
What is
I
that?
do that at times.
Somebody want to just
No, it's COVID. But no, like I always say this to you, and I always say this to people that I wouldn't have gotten through Rising Stars
without being so
her.
close to me. So I actually did come in, and I was like, "Fine, I'll hold this bitch's spot. She seems cool."
Oh yeah, and the rest was history, girl.
Wait, I'm not gonna ask that.
Like I asked her one time the first week. I'm like, can you hold the spot? I want to get like ready next to you because I remember you from Drag Daddies, and you were like kind of like the only person that I knew out of everybody.
Aww.
So I was like, I know you. I met you. You're a star. I don't know if you're. I don't know if you want to be my friend. I don't know if you wanted to be my friend or not.
I didn't.
But she literally, I didn't know anybody, and she was the closest one. I liked you. I liked Harlette Lafleur. I loved James, just James.
Oh, I love James. James came over to dinner the other night.
Yeah,
I made them dinner,
nice.
and it was so much fun. I love them.
I love him.
Love you, James.
Yeah. I love Diora LeBlanc. I loved her. She was.
Oh my god, I love Diora.
Yeah,
she moved
Diora.
Away, everything.
I love Robin Divine, and
I love Couture.
But the only consistent one was Ladywood. You know.
Hell yeah, I know how to fucking work.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
You know, and
even with me helping you.
You would help me get my looks together. But she would help me too. She would like, because there came a time throughout, because it was a hard, like, and you would know, Angelique, it was hard. It was a hard 12 weeks, or 10 weeks, because I didn't know I was going to make it through. But whatever, shut the fuck up. You won every week.
How many wins have you had?
And Rising Star?
Yeah.
Just second one. Just second one. We'll get to All Stars. Don't worry.
4?
Yeah, she won 4 weeks, but didn't win the
4 out of 10. I mean, that's...
Yeah. It was really annoying.
But also, to be fair, I was very hungry for something.
You were. You were not playing around. Well, even though you were like supporting me and helping me, and that's what I appreciated. That like you did not hold back. You didn't let you didn't let friendship get in the way of your success, which was great. You know, even though there was a week where I felt that I should have won and you won it, you came up to me and you said
there was a number that she outshined you.
There's no numbers for outshined.
You know. Yes, but she but she actually came up to me and she genuinely said that I think you should have definitely won this
that
week.
hip hop week?
It was. It was the hip hop week, and even Mama said that I thought I was going to win, and she doesn't say that. She doesn't just say that. Yeah. Okay, even if I am her daughter, she doesn't just say that. And you know, but I was happy. I was happy because I like did it at that time because I live rapped. I was super fucking nervous, and
the one part when you did that.
Huh?
Was that when you did the
No. That was also no, but this was our Bad and Bougie week where everybody had a money gun for some reason.
I did.
No, you didn't, and you didn't. Yeah. And then like I was the only one that actually live rapped, and I was super nervous, and the one person that got me through it was your fiance Oreo, because he saw me, you know. He saw me like he knew that I was being nervous, and he said like you got it. No, he just reassured me like, you know, just breathe, and you know you got it, because I think it was like the second to. I hate being like last on a set, especially during a competition. I like to like get it through. I would love to be last in a competition because you're most memorable then. That's when people. Well, that's true.
Because think about it. If we're like 12 of us and they've seen 12 numbers, either there has to be a really memorable thing, or
that didn't work out in my favor, anyways. But because you won.
There. You're
So, I know, but you won.
With Rising Star, when I first started, it was because after that Drag Daddy situation,
You were actually asked to be in it.
Mia literally came up to me and said, I need you to do my new competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know, I just came out of this. And she said, do it. And I was like, okay. And then she messaged me again when the applications were happening. And she said, are you going to do it or what? And I was like, I don't know if I can commit. It might work. And she said, just fucking do it.
Just fucking do it. Yeah.
And I did. And I will never regret it. It was super fun.
Yeah. And we were the cycle that we were told that if you miss a week, you are not going to make it.
That is true.
We had to be there every single week.
And we had a lot of drama through it. But it was never anything too crazy.
Yeah.
Sadly, we did have a few losses there.
Yeah.
But the thing is that with Rising Star at the beginning, it felt very intense.
It was like 15 of us, right?
It was.
At the beginning,
it was 15 of us, and then we ended up being 12 at the end. And the first week, what was it? The first week was showing them like the "This Is Me" part. And
well, there's 2 weeks of just showing "This Is Us."
No, we did.
Like,
we did only once.
Who are you? Like, this is me, and who are you as a performer?
It wasn't judged though.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm really foggy.
Or did we get straight to?
No,
our first genre.
We did
our
the
first
This Is Me, and then we jumped into it.
And then like our first theme was country, and then
that's the first one. That's the first one I won. And I remember I claimed
she had boobs at that time.
Oh, they were balloons. I popped them. I claimed working 9 to 5.
9 to 5 by our partner.
I just want to sing.
That's what I'm doing for our next show. For this country thing.
Well,
July 13th at Lady Berry's.
Country style. Your country breakfast is ready.
Well, that night I'm very proud of. You can still see it on my Instagram. What I did is I did a Miley Cyrus country number in black. And then I did Working 9 to 5 into John Wayne in white. And I wore like these big balloons to kind of... to me, it was more of a shout out to Mia than it was to Dolly. But it made total sense, so it was super fun. And then I popped them, took off my hat, and became Lady Gaga for John Wayne. And I had another wig, a human hair wig. And it was just a little short one. It was cute. It was fun. And Mia did the same song as I did. And that
did that to me too.
Yep. And that was my first win. And I remember her looking at me and saying, I'll give it to you. And then my winning streak went on, and I had a really, really fun time with just Rising Stars. I did hate Honey Buns because Mia would call her favorite throughout the whole fucking competition. Fuck you, Honey Buns. I'm just kidding.
Can we talk about the finale now?
Yes, we can. Are we gonna go there now? I forgot what I did.
Good segue.
The finale.
Speaking of honey buns,
the finale to me was like Vietnam. To like,
damn.
No, it was such a. Like, you don't know
People
because
died.
it was. Well, yeah, I almost died. So that night, I don't know how it was for you, but it was. Probably the craziest night.
I'm pretty sure you know how it was for me.
No. But like, but going into it, I was stressed the fuck out. So I don't know how you were when you were going into it. I'm pretty sure you were confident, and
I was actually very confident. But then you lied to me to my face.
God.
So in my finale
this bitch wants me to like watch her 24/7 when I'm trying to get ready.
Angelique, you could have just said I didn't see it.
What happened? So, the one part where
when her outfit popped
out,
like, and it was very obvious.
Yes,
Looking back in the footage, it was very obvious.
So I literally do my number. It was a very special number to me. I had Oreo and this other friend Malia involved. And the only thing I didn't do that night is test my outfit. I made like this fairy outfit. I was a plant. I was a flower.
Mm-hmm. It was like a bodysuit, right? It was like a leotard.
Yes, it was a leotard that was folded in the middle. Mm-hmm. And I still have that bitch somewhere. But that shit popped.
Mm-hmm.
It
popped. It didn't just popped. It gave up.
It popped.
I still have the video.
It didn't lock.
No, it didn't drop it.
And you know what? before that, she would always ask me to pin her leotard down. So she would always ask me to safety pin her leotard in the middle.
Yeah.
And she would always ask me in the wrong time when I'm trying to put my nails on.
That was true.
Or if I'm trying to put my hair on, and she's like, "Booda, pin me," That night she didn't, because we were allowed to have dressers.
Yeah.
Were you my dresser?
Maybe I was.
Because you were in my number. You were Ariana Grande, right?
Oh yeah.
You were my Jessie J.
I was just
Yeah. And then Natasha Starr was Ariana. So, but yes, continue your night of the finale.
So it was the night of horrors. I literally put on my outfit, and my first outfit was this dress that Aubrey Galici lent me. Aubrey, I still have your dress.
I've never seen you in a gown before.
It was horrible.
It was
I didn't wear pads. I wore
she had these
really
beautiful
short
broad
wig.
shoulders.
Very handsomely woman.
Yeah.
I should have just worn my long ass hair. I don't know.
You should have. You should have covered those man shoulders.
Shut up. I was trying to be glamorous for the first time, and it did not work to my favor. And I did this song called Malibu Barbie, and I did Drag Matters because a bunch of stuff was happening. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember that number being terrible to me. And then I go and I change.
That was your song of choice, right?
Yeah, that was my song of choice.
And my song of choice was The Whip. And I was whipping everybody.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She did that at Drag Daddies, and then she wouldn't repeat it.
I still have the scar.
And that's what I asked Mama. I was like, "Mama, did I hit anybody?" And she said, "Sweetie, you hit everybody."
She did. She did. But yeah, my leotard popped during my number, and it was at the moment where I was starting the dance break. Everything went so smooth. My video is so beautiful till my pussy pops, and I'm not wearing any undergarments. And you know what I did? I went back there and I asked Booda, "Hey, could you tell them my outfit popped?" And she said, "No."
Mind you,
I honestly didn't notice when I watched it because I was watching it from the side. So I don't think I caught it, but...
Well, it's because I was also very slick. I kind of pulled my hand down and held it for a minute.
Well, and mind you, I was backstage. I was getting ready. Okay, we had to do 4 numbers. We had to do 4 looks, people. We had to do a song of choice. We had to do a comedy number, which I won. I beat all 3 of you bitches.
And one just walked out.
And we had to do a talent number, and the talent number had to have people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to do a lip sync assassin. And then we had to do. Didn't we have to do another? We had to do like a runway night. Yeah, we had to do like a runway look as well, right?
No,
I don't think so.
No, because I stayed in my
yeah.
Okay. So 4 numbers
in
one night,
gowns, and I was in a bodysuit.
You know.
Ladywood.
So 4 finalists, 4 numbers. The place is packed. Never seen Stacey's that packed before, and it was just like a crazy night.
Oh, that's the wig.
This is the wig.
That's the wig.
Famous. Oh wow.
That is the wig. Wow.
Woo, girl, talk about the bus. Is the bus still running?
It has been running, and it left with the style.
Oh my god.
Come on, Mary. Let's get it conquered in this history. So
the moment of all moments.
The moment of all moments. And this is where it gagged me, because when they started doing the prizes or giving out the rankings.
No, the thing is that they were announcing second, first.
They were doing it all completely
and then leaving third.
They left
they left it standing there.
So the second alternate. So they present second alternate, and it goes to Ebony Essence.
Uh-huh.
And then it goes to first alternate, and it goes to Ladywood. So
no, she is first alt.
I know that.
Okay,
it goes to so it presented, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was just supposed to have been
Third, first, second alt, first alt, and then winner.
Yeah. So her name gets called, right?
And then her face was her reaction was like,
but I didn't even see it. It did not process to me because I was still on stage. And I was
like, you calling out my press?
Her reaction didn't faze me because I was like, wait a minute. Did she win or did she not win? Because I totally thought that she won. Yeah. And I'm like, and then I'm turning around and I'm like, so I look at Dior and I'm like, I look at Marciana and I'm like,
it was the strangest.
Why am I still up here?
Yeah, it was the strangest thing.
Here's so it's between me and Honey Buns, and then
let's say our perspective. First. Yeah. I was there too.
So the last girl standing is me and Honey Buns. So it's either one of us won or one of us really sucked. So like. I was kind of like godsmacked because I was like, well, shouldn't Ladywood be in my place or whatever? And then when
you were third,
I know I was fourth actually. I was dead last, but and then they called Honey Buns, and then I was like, oh, I don't think I want any. And then Mia on the mic, she says to me, Booda, congratulations, you have on like such a hard work, you can come back to cycle 2. That is your prize or whatever, because all 3 of them get like money, you know.
So you're the Shangela?
I was the Shangela, yes. So I get called, I get a free ticket to cycle 2. And then
actually she got a ticket to All Stars. We'll get into that. You did not get a ticket to
I'm leading. She said that on the mic. Okay, so she.
Oh yeah, it was.
I'm leading that. I'm leading you to this. So some time passes, right? Yeah. Everybody's like congratulating Honey Buns. Everybody's like feeling sorry.
Because Honey Buns won.
Stop there and let her go into her perspective. And then we'll touch that last part.
Okay, there you go. All right, there. All right, your perspective of the finale then.
So you see, Lady was pissed off already. She got
she got
announced
Ebony?
first alt. She got first alt, and her face was like, I can already see her mind like going.
She saw the demons in the fire in the back.
Yeah, there's got to be a video somewhere.
I think we were all confused. I'm like, why? Wait, we were all confused on why they set it up that way too. And then they announced.
I think Mama was confused too.
Yeah, they announced Honey Buns the winner, and then this bitch, Ladywood, goes up and.
Oh no! It was before.
It was before
they announced her the winner. It was her and her standing hand to hand. Go on.
Yeah, we're literally hand to hand.
That's mine.
We're literally hand to hand where it should be her holding.
Yeah,
Honey Buns' hand.
But Ladywood said what she said, and we all started busting out laughing. we thought she was kidding. But the gag is, she was not kidding.
No, girl.
So here comes my perspective.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We were standing there. I knew I was going to have a lower score, but I didn't expect that low of a score compared to what I saw. I mean, I do like a cheap pull out, and she knows I've said it to her.
What was your lowest category?
I think it was her song of choice.
It was my song of choice.
I think it was her song of choice.
But literally, I remember just thinking, it can't be that bad to where I lost compared to what I saw. And that was my ego speaking. Because I literally go up there, and Mia looks at me in the eyes and goes, second alternate goes to Ladywood.
First alt.
And I just look at her with this, like, face, like, oh, really, bitch? I love you, Mia. Well, I look at her and I go, oh, that's lovely. May I please say a few words? And she said yes. And I did this. And she took, oh my God. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who came and supported my wonderful talents. I want to tell you all that I worked really hard on this finale. Oh, yeah, and then I turn and I look at Booda holding hands with Honey Buns, thinking she had a chance. So I said really loudly, fuck you, Honey Buns.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then I gave the mic to Mia, and Mia just laughed.
And then that's
yes.
how Honey Buns won.
And that is how Honey Buns won. I declare her the winner.
Yeah.
I love you, sister.
She did good. I mean, no, I will admit, I think it's fair to say to all of us that we didn't check her. We didn't.
Yeah, she was just consistent.
I didn't think of her. I mean,
Yes.
even though when she won 2 weeks,
I didn't think
I was still
shocked.
I was like,
I don't know.
I was still shocked, but I was pretty like surprised and happy for her. You know, and
I was not.
I'm
just
You guys ended up going to All Stars.
Yeah. So
you guys
how I got into All Stars.
I want to skip this part.
No. You're doing this, honey.
No, so you were so proud of it.
So how I got into All Stars was that some time passes. This is still the finale.
No, actually, how you got into All Stars, it was me having a bitch fit in the
I'm telling you the story because time has passed. We're still in the finale. I finally go back in the dressing room. You are talking to Mia, all right? And I assume you're only talking to her about, like, you know what, I don't think I could do All Stars, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when I come into the dressing room. Mama turns around and she says, Booda, do you want to do All Stars or do you want to do Cycle 2?
You are not
and I said to her quickly,
was like, yes.
I said to her quickly, All Stars, because I did not want to do this again in 3 weeks.
Booda, me and your mom were having a conversation.
Right, you were in the dressing room, and then I walked in.
This reminds me of the challenge that, remember when the side of Michelle Visage and what's her face?
Oh, who, Santino?
No, the other girl, the first.
Oh,
remember that challenge?
Oh, with Leah Michelle?
No,
or no?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have
all right, well, all right. So your side. Then,
so here's what
bitch.
happened. I finished.
Since you know my life.
No, it wasn't your life. It was me, and you're welcome. I literally was.
It was like, this is what really happened.
This is literally what really happened. I was mad as hell. I went back there.
Yeah, we knew.
Mia looked at me and she said, "How are you feeling?" And I said, "Obviously, mad as fuck." And I said, "I don't think I'm gonna be doing All Stars." And she said, "Well, you better tell me now so I can tell Booda, because I think she could do All Stars." And I said, "Yeah, I'm not doing All Stars. You can tell her right. I will tell her right now."
And then I walked into the dressing room. She turns around and she point blank asked me, "Booda, do you want to do Cycle 2 or do you want to do All Stars?" And I quickly said All Stars. And you were there.
Yes, I was there. And I yelled at you and I said, "Booda, you're doing All Stars."
Okay.
That's all I did.
And I said yes. What's the problem?
I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah. But what point is, she wants me to say the reason why I got into All Stars is because of her.
No.
All right.
You couldn't have gotten until
well, that's true.
Well, let's get to All Stars because you guys both did it.
So
and
we had a year to prepare.
It was eliminations, and that was interesting.
Yeah, so
it was very interesting.
So let's run off because it was like it was 9 of us. It was supposed to be 10, but it was 9 of us. But
do you remember the girls?
So it was me, Ladywood, and Honey Buns for Cycle 1, and then Allie Knight
after.
And then Allie Knight, Masquerade, and Amelia Dubai, and then Acacia, Clark Hunt, and then Cinnamon Buns. And so what was interesting with All Stars was that the winners of their respective cycles were competing as well. So that was interesting. And we, and the benefit of the cycle winners was that we had a longer time to prepare than, as say, like the cycle 3 competitors, because they, as soon as their cycle was done, they went right into All Stars like 3 weeks later. So they didn't have that much time to prepare. But yes, there were single eliminations, except for 1 week.
Let's get to the part where who got eliminated first.
So we were top 5, and it was a double elimination. It was the week before the finale. This was the semifinals, and Again, this was another night of hell because we did 4 numbers,
who
right?
was the top 5?
We did 4 numbers, and this was...
The top 5 were Ladywood, you, Acacia...
in order, it was Ladywood, me, Honey Buns, Allie Knight, Acacia.
Okay.
Acacia was the top person that night of semifinals.
Okay.
But yeah. And and I will always hold over her head that I am 4th and she's 5th. Because of my beautiful rendition of Tina Turner, because we had to do a mirror.
Honey, I was.
Did your mom ever give you your wig?
not at that time.
Okay. When was
but the hair that the hair that I won that beat you was at Amazon Tina Turner. She can go type of wig.
It was disgusting.
I was there.
It was fucking disgusting.
Shut up.
It was a choice.
It was a choice.
Listen, I mean, I worked what I got.
Honestly, I still have my receipts. And reading those fucking critiques, it was the most...
I was shocked.
It was the most disconnected thing I have ever read in my entire life.
I was shocked.
What did they say?
They were racist. Yes, one of them was racist.
Oh my god.
Well, what they said is, basically they said, I don't understand Spanish. And
yeah, because she was lip syncing to a Spanish song. So
there was a
judge that...
Oh, that's
I was really shocked because you did Rosalia, and that was Rosalia to the T. And even I'm not well versed of Rosalia either, but I don't know. I guess drag is really all about references.
I think it really has to do the way that they wrote it for me, which was offensive as fuck. And I even told Mia, I said that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be something like, oh, I don't speak Spanish, but I'm gonna tell you how you didn't know your words.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, I can sing that song to you in Spanish right now. I'm like, literally, like every single word, every single verse. I don't know. It was very disrespectful. And the other one, it was more of a preference kind of deal. He said, well, I don't know her. And I was like, oh, okay, Mariah Carey.
Yeah, because your Mirror Mirror was Rosalia.
And I also did Taylor Swift. And throughout that night, I did only like Mirror Mirrors.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I was proud of myself. My goal was to be top 5.
And I love that
and I was just shocked that I was on top. I was just shocked that I was on top.
You guys got double. You guys
were
together.
So there is a very funny photo. Okay, because this bitch.
Oh my god! I love that photo.
There's a very funny photo. We could post it on our Lady Body, on our Lady Berry,
Lady Body,
on our Lady. We could post it on our Lady Berry's podcast where there is just a photo of just me. Ladywood is gone. She tried to hug me and be like, let's go the winners. I was like, bitch, get off me. She left the stage. There was like a cloud of her shape, like so fast. And I'm just sitting there in the backstage.
She made the choice. We had already lost.
I have like such a smile and a grin. While the top 3 were all the winners of their own cycles. Acacia, Honey Buns, and Allie Knight, they were making it through the finale of All Stars, and they were in a group hug. So there's a picture of me in the backstage, just like all by myself, and I'm like standing there like an idiot, and
she's like this.
They're all hugging each other, and I'm just all left out in the back, like, why am I still here?
I remember tagging her.
It was so funny.
All by myself. Well, and to be fair, Booda looked at me and she said, "Hey, let's go hug the winners." And I know that this bitch is shady.
I was really genuine.
No, I know you were genuine, but I literally looked at her and I said, not in hell or in any competition do we stay behind and hug the last 3 winners. We leave because we were eliminated. Let's move along. Yeah. So I walked away, and she decided to stand there by herself. And she was just
she's like, I want that winner energy.
I swear to God, the picture.
I kind of didn't know what to do. I was like,
the picture shows you what she was supposed to do.
I guess want it to end. That was the end of it all. You know, and that was pretty final.
To be fair,
to
me, All Stars and just in general, Rising Star was a very good experience because it proved to me that I was already a winner. And in both of my seasons,
you're a winner.
Well, in both of my seasons, I won more challenges than any of the winners, and then I literally moved along to be seen. And, and I won BC.
Yes.
But it felt really, really good because.
So we're not gonna mention missionaries.
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
You know they're doing another missionary girl.
I don't know her. I was literally. I'm not like this is tea. This is tea. Here we go. My tea is.
Do your tea.
She called me and said, "Honey, can you fill in because we need filler because they didn't sign up for it." And I was like, "For sure." I was like, I'm pretty sure I can beat all these bitches.
Can I mention my moment?
Oh yes, you yelled in my face. Oh my god.
Okay, so
I forgot about that.
What is that? Is that the missionaries competition?
Yeah,
so I was also in the missionaries competition, which I regret.
That was like
advice. Be mindful with the competitions that you're in. Be aware that some of these are not that serious.
Yeah.
And that they're only bar competitions, so don't let that define you.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
there was literally an 11-person lip sync.
No.
And I watched these bitches.
So, anyways, there was a week. It's about me now, Booda.
Yes.
I am talking about you.
So the week, it was a video game week where we had to do our video game numbers.
Didn't you win that week?
I did win that week.
She did win that week, and I did my clicker number.
I did Mrs. Pac-Man. And then every single week in that competition, I would always win like the media challenge.
Oh yeah,
because I was always on top of that shit. And then so I got points for that, and I got points for my talent, and then I also got points for selling drinks. Yeah. So
I think I was drunk.
Yeah,
I was hella
I think
drunk
Casey was there. You're locked in.
Yeah, we were both. Yeah, we were hella drunk that night.
No, so it was just me and Ladywood up there by ourselves, and they're gonna announce the winner, and then they announced my name. And I was still in shock because I was like, I never won anything.
She turned and looked at me.
I turned and looked at her like,
she yelled like that in my face. And I was like,
where was I?
I turned and looked at the audience and I was like, this bitch. She yelled at me so hard. It was so funny. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you guys are idiots. It was perfect. It was so funny. It will be always my favorite memory with Angelique.
Yeah.
Looking at me dead in the eyes and just yelling at my whole face.
Jesus.
It was
yeah.
But it was fun.
It was fun.
But I there's one competition I do regret doing is that one. I would say
because
anytime.
The first night of the competition, you didn't even compete.
I didn't. I was.
No, you just
she
showed
was
up.
the mystery queen.
She was the mystery queen.
She was the mystery. Who's this mystery queen?
We thought it was Izzy.
No, I knew because she was. No, I knew because she told me like a week ahead of, and I was like, it's. I was telling everybody.
I wish
when people were talking to me about it, and I was like, it's obvious.
I wish I had a confessional for that competition.
Kids, newcomers, everyone. Be mindful of your time. Be mindful of how you invest your energy.
Yes.
Because there's going to be things that are very obvious to you. Don't be afraid of your intuition. If it's a no from your intuition,
don't overthink it too.
Don't. Sometimes things are not worth it. A little bar title is fun and everything, but it's not something that you should give up your, let's say, self-respect at the time for.
Yeah.
Because that was me being nice to someone who is nice to me, but let's say it's not taking care of me.
Because not only do you guys have to do numbers,
you have to
make sure that you have tables. You're selling drinks. and you're also promoting, which is a lot for a competition.
And I did all of that.
Yeah.
She did. She did.
Yeah,
I didn't because I wasn't taking it serious. I was really mad at her for the whole deal.
Oh yeah, I was definitely better after the competition, and we'll bring her up in the show to discuss it too. we already talked about it because she thought I was mad at her for the longest time.
Well, we talked about it too, and I told, and we.
Well, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't all her decision. She was also.
It's also the bar.
It was also the bar was on her.
Rest in peace, BS West.
Yeah, I actually miss BS West. Those Thursday nights were so cool.
And it's close to
I will say
it was my place too. It was like up the street, and I was like, "Yeah, girl, let's go."
I will say that out of all the competitions I've done so far, B Scene has been the most transparent one in general with structure. Everyone else is kind of a mess.
Well, B Scene, from my experience, it is very structured. There's meetings. There's team meetings involved. And they really do prep you for being house queens.
There's an intention.
Like the business side of it, of everything, and also like the prepness of it.
Yeah.
Because you guys have drag shows every single day.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than one.
To me, in all honesty, I love you guys have been.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of you that you have found a venue where where you are able to be nurtured and also nurture your talent and also actually do and kind of live off of being a drag queen, and that's the beauty of Charlie's,
That is true. So. I think and no disrespect to anyone, I just think that when it comes down to seriousness and considering how much you invest in drag, there's nothing like a venue that looks at you and says, you are worth investing in. We are going to take care of you if you take care of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And from previous experiences, it was more of a benefit for the bar. And they were looking for, let's say, sales. And they were looking to invest more in who brings the most crowd. And something that me and Claudia, who's B Scene's head B, she's the queen bee. She literally, when we talked about it, she was very direct to me and told me, this is a competition where I'm looking for the talent because we have the security. We just need the talent. Because the talent will bring that security stronger. And that's what I think a lot of venues miss out on. Hint, hint, take notes. Appreciate your entertainers. Pay your entertainers. Let them know that they're not there just to fill in a seat for someone else. Let them know that their art is what's really bringing these people to commit to come back. Because that's what it's all about. We're building an image. We're not only building an image, but we're building an empire. And the assistance of a supporting group is always very important. So yes, I've worked in every single venue, and I haven't worked with anyone who has that respect other than this competition, at least.
So tell us your experience with, well, actually, let's back up because let's talk a little bit about our shows that we've done together.
Oh yes. We went through
it. So we did a little show at a little straight bar
on Mill Avenue.
That is at the heart of ASU campus.
Literally.
Called Queens of Arizona. No, yeah, we can. I miss it. It was a great experience for me.
On how we got it.
How we got it was that I got DM'd by this person who was a bartender at Glow, and I guess she was asked to bring in entertainment because they've had drag shows done there before, but they've moved on, and then they were looking for more queens. So this girl DM'd me, and at first I thought it was fake because young people, you got to be careful if it's real or not, because 9 times out of 10 it is fake. But this actually turned out to be legit because a few weeks later she messaged me again and talked to me like, "Hey, are you still like this is gonna happen?" And then and then the group and then I was like, "Yes, if it happens, it happens, whatever." And then she creates the group chat, right? And then who do I see in the group as the group member? This stupid fucking bitch, Lady fucking Wood, who I talk to regularly every single day.
Literally, I was
she
talking to her
doesn't
every
mention
day.
shit to me about this, but so I see her on the group chat. I immediately called this stupid bitch and I said, "You fucking stupid bitch, you're part of this too." I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, this is like real legit," because I never thought that I would get offered like a regular show through a DM. That this person literally based it only off my pictures, and I had only like a few videos on my Instagram. And she like was like, "Let's do this," So it was me, Ladywood, Naomi DeMornay, and then Rose Royce. We were the 4 main acts, and then we were able to bring occasionally one. It was usually one guest because not all of us were able to do the show. I think the only time that we ever did all 4 of us was like our first show. And then that's when we filmed we filmed like this promo that they played all over the place. It's a pretty sick promo. It's a really good promo. I really like it. And then so we were kind of like a rotating, alternating cast. But at the end of the day, and I'm gonna be real right here, you and me, we kind of took over and we ran it because we were the only ones who
joined the cast.
Yeah, you joined. And because you were available and we loved you, and and
it was actually when we started. They wanted us to do more shows and and we had full control of it. So I experimented with Booda, and I told her, "What if we do the Holy Trinity with Mariah Carey?" I said, you are," and
I was the Beyonce
quote.
Ladywood with Lady Gaga, and me, I was obviously the only one that actually looked like a character.
I thought it's
whatever that means.
I thought like this was a really good concept to have like 3 impersonators, and then we would bring in a guest that would do the impersonator. Because we had Amelia Dubai as the Selena, and then we would have like grabbed whoever like a Rihanna impersonator or whatever, and to add on to like the Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Mariah aesthetic, or like a Britney Spears. Didn't we have a Britney Spears or no? Did we have a Britney Spears or no?
No.
Or did we only just have Selena?
I think we had Selena. We had I don't know. It's
Whitney or no? Did we have?
We had Tina. Or whatever that means.
So we did. Wait, did we do? Was it like a year of Queens of Arizona?
We did a year and a half.
We did a year and a half
until I started working with Charlie's.
And then she did Be Seen. But you also along the way you guys started Lady Berries, right? Before you did Be Seen.
Yes. So just to wrap up, really,
because we took a break because we took a break from
Queens of Arizona.
Yeah. Because it was the summer and it wasn't like their busy season. Like their busy time was like what?
Yeah,
it was when snowbirds come by because there was a lot of
for that show. We would only get booked if there was people.
If there was a table.
If
we sold one table, we had a show.
But they sold tables for $400. We had fucking housewives in there.
But we were catering to the bridesmaids,
the single ladies,
the bachelorettes, that was,
and
they would have like the male review afterwards.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Here's my little wrap up of Queens of Arizona. When we started doing that, I did get a DM just like Booda. It was random as hell from this really sweet girl.
Did you think it was real or not?
I didn't.
in the beginning?
I didn't know. I
Or
was
did
like,
you not care?
I didn't care.
You
I just said,
yes.
sure, girl, let's figure it out.
And if they follow through, then
yeah.
you know.
So she showed up, and then eventually it was told to me that Rose Royce was the main contact. But then I took over, and then Booda was literally my right wing.
Yeah, we quickly took over that quickly.
Yeah, because that's when I created the Holy Trinity too, and we invited Angelique. But literally, it was
because we had chemistry on the mic.
It was,
and
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, definitely. And basically what happened is that they give us an opportunity with a budget, which a lot of venues don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me repeat that. A lot of venues don't give you a budget. A lot of venues don't give you a budget.
Especially like a straight bar venue. I was really shocked how open or how because we would have meetings with them on how to do better and how to bring people into the show and stuff, and they were,
girl, with the intention of fucking making the show better. I was literally DJing and getting in drag into my outfit.
God. Oh yeah, she was DJing and performing at the same time. We did 2 girl shows.
Yeah, I had to stall for a good.
Yeah, it was we had to stretch out like a 2-hour long show, and it was like.
It was totally crazy. I think the biggest achievement from that, it was a moment where Barbara Seville looked at me and said, I see you working there. Know that it's a hard place to work at. And I said, well, I understand, and I can tell what type of management they have. And we had a little deeper discussion, and she told me, well, I'm very proud that you're very smart about this. And I said, well, there's no other choice because the money's still going to be there. Mm-hmm. There's going to be another girl that's willing to do it. And I'm not going to drop names, but there were girls that were like, why don't you quit? And I was like, why don't you book me?
Hello? Yeah, in the same breath.
In the same breath. I'm like, why don't... Well, maybe you should come up to me and offer me a booking and then talk about quitting. But we're not going to drop names because that people don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I think we are the last queens to perform there. I don't think that they.
Yeah, they haven't had a drag show. I work across the street.
And then we take the show to Boycott.
Yeah. Oh yes, and that's how we got Lady Berries. We literally,
but Arizona, Queens, Arizona. That was a really great time of my life. It was right.
We actually did that.
We were making money, girl.
Getting ready in a freezer. I never thought I would get ready in a freezer.
Making $250 just literally from one table. Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was amazing. It's and it really helped me grow up business wise quickly like that.
It really it really showed it.
We were like the head people.
I literally always tell Booda, I go, hey, just so you know, you are strong enough to do this. Mm-hmm. And even when they were doing All Stars Friday, and I had to quit because I was doing BC.
I was doing that too.
Well, I would tell her they truly need a leader, and you can do this. Mm-hmm. So she's always been very strong at it, and we learned that from that really kind of shitty experience where we had to build something out of nothing, and we had to struggle with the people that were present trying to help us to do that. But it was still a beautiful experience, and then we got to have you join us, and that was even better. Yeah, I don't miss it. I love being I love the
randomness. Like literally, like all week crickets, and then literally the next, like the night before, we're like, or even the morning of, they're like, all right, we have a show, and I'm like, shit. Who do we and I have nothing prepared. I'm like nothing, like literally we would have a show like the next day. We were on call. Never been on call for drag like that. Yeah. And I don't think it should ever happen.
So
it should not.
Let's
talk about
Lady Berries. I already told my story.
I heard, yes.
So next time
somebody tell the truth.
Your turn.
So here's the second part of that story. I was reached out by a very talented individual called Christian Caliente, and he told me, Boycott is looking for someone to do a show. Are you interested to make your own show, create your own thing? And I was like, oh, yes, I can do that without a problem. I was feeling very secure because I had just done Queens of Arizona and the Holy Trinity, and I was already planning involving y'all. And then,
but you were on a roll. You were on.
I literally,
you were ready. You were ready to move on from Glow.
Yeah,
you were ready.
I was completely ready. Yes. So I, it was also because Naomi wasn't able to do it as often anymore, and it was just crazy. It was a crazy time. So when Christian Caliente messaged me about Boycott, I was like, well, I would love to have my own show there. And then randomly, I'm thrown in a chat with Christian Caliente and the one and only Angelique Berry. And he goes, would you? And he didn't even ask us for consent. It was just like, when someone spits on your hole and they just stick it in and they don't even give you a moment to breathe, and it's like that stretch moment.
And you're working together.
and we were like, cool.
I know it was funny because like, I thought it would be like my show.
Same.
And then but
I was like,
I wasn't that mad about it though.
Me neither. I was literally not mad about it. I was just so confused.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck did you not tell me?
But
I know her.
But I literally told you, I'm like, the best person to work with to do a show together is her.
Yeah,
it's literally her.
we found out our way of doing things, and it worked out for quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, it really did. There's a number that we did together. It was "Do What You Want with My Body."
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera and Lady Gaga, and we literally are back to back, and we do this little hand movement together, exactly the same.
This is impromptu, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, we connected. That means I love you, sister.
But then she ended up going to be seen.
I did.
And she left the show.
I did.
And yeah.
And then we.
Were you still doing the show while you were competing, or did you just leave?
I was doing the show while I was competing. I was doing All Stars while I was competing. That's right. All Stars and Be Seen was it the same time? Yeah, it was. Be Seen was starting right when I got eliminated, literally the week before.
Mm.
And to me, I saw it more of a blessing because I love Stacy's because that's my home bar. I love what's happening at Stacy's right now.
Woo, woo.
I just didn't notice that maybe that was not my spot at the moment. Mm-hmm. I noticed that maybe when I was younger, when I was barely starting, that was really a good place to start. But then when I was being very serious about me finding a home, it was not reciprocated. So I decided to find something that would reciprocate that. And Kimberly Kayor reached out to me and said, hey, you should Be Seen. And Kimberly has always been a very big support system. If you know Kimberly is like the sweetest bitch you have ever met. Mm-hmm. I love her with all my heart. You just have to understand pageantry drag. You just also have to understand the way that queens are and how to find the funny in things that are clearly funny, that they're not intentional. But I don't know, it's just drag. You know, and she is drag. So she reached out to me and I decided to apply. Also, Lexa Pro was one of the biggest supporters of me during Be Seen. She literally messaged me too and said,
season 1 winner.
Or season 1 winner, literally. She was like, girl, I think you could win. And I was like, who the fuck are you? And then I met her and I was like, damn, this bitch is sickening. Mm-hmm. So she really empowered me to do it. Yeah. She is gorgeous. Love you, sister. You are cunt. Cunt.
But yeah,
and she get bend.
She left me, and I had to like rotate co-host for a bit.
Yeah,
and then we ended up going to Stacy's. She weaseled her way in, and Booda weaseled her way in.
I remember the whole drama of like, will I be your regular host? And I was like, Booda, just tell her. Like, she's your sister. She's gonna love you.
So, well, I was starting All Star Fridays.
That's true. Oh,
so
yes.
I couldn't really do it. But once I knew that All Star Fridays was on its last leg,
and then
it was kind of like divine intervention.
Yeah,
because she approached me about like, you know,
getting a meeting with
Boycott's not really working out, but didn't we have? When did we do the Holy Trinity over there?
On
we
Tuesdays.
Started there. No, but where was this timeline? Because
It was.
I
It was.
didn't get to work at Stacy's with y'all, but I literally had just left.
It was Lady Berry's. Then
no, but we did. Yeah, you guys were doing Lady Berry's, and then we were doing
Holy Trinity.
We tried the Holy Trinity twice.
We did it twice. But when did we do that? That's my question. When were we doing that? Was it? It had to be. Was it when I was doing All Star Fridays, or when you were?
You were doing All Star Fridays, and I was doing.
And
BC.
you were doing BC. You were competing with BC.
I was almost.
And then we quickly, and then we quickly shut down the Holy Trinity there.
Well, it's because for that it really comes down to respecting your art and understanding that sometimes people don't see that the same way. Mm-hmm. So we literally saw an opportunity to move it to a place that did respect that.
Yeah, I literally yelled, "I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for free on a Tuesday night." I literally said that out loud.
But it's also a learning experience for us too.
It really is because it wasn't. I feel like we terminated our relationship with that venue in a very positive way.
Yeah,
we had a positive response, but at the same time, it's just hard to not be appreciated as a performer.
Yeah,
and it was really what was happening. There was no doubt on it. There's nothing that reflects otherwise. So,
advice to everyone out there: like, there's going to be moments or chances for you guys. Just take it.
Take it and make it what you can and try to make it as successful as you can. But don't force it. Yeah. If it's not something that can come naturally,
know your worth.
Know that you have worth and know that you can decide to see what's next. Because
there's always going to be opportunities out there. Don't make it feel like that you have to hold on to something because it's like the only thing that you might get. But no, there are always.
Oh, you're gonna have a long-lasting career if you're very serious about
it. There's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many people that want to invest in those opportunities, and just know your worth. You know your worth.
Yeah, in 4 months, it'll be 2 years of just Ladyberries.
And that's beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Beautiful. You know, I love it. You know, and
like I'm very proud of you for doing that.
And it's funny how we kept the name too. We're like, let's call it this for now. We'll change it later.
But I'm very impressive.
Yeah, because
Lady would like to insert herself.
Well, Lady
I'm the lady.
Lady would like to act like she got kicked out, like she was like.
No, because you know what I do? I put my boyfriend in there and I said, "You're filling in the gaping hole I left in this community."
She likes to act like she was the Latavia and Latoya.
Remember our Pandora show?
Yeah,
we're doing celebrations.
Oh yeah.
She's like, I'm like, no, bitch.
No, I did say I am the lady.
Yeah, we.
I don't see another lady.
She freaking inserted her happy little ass and act like she owned the place to say hi to Pandora Box.
Oh no! I went in there like I go.
These are my sisters.
You know, Pandora thought she was part of the show. She was like, oh, and she was kind of like jumping.
Oh,
because she was like. She went straight to her. She didn't even say hi to me.
No, I said hi to you.
She said, hi, move, bitch.
I said, oh, well, you. And then I turned around and I looked at Angelique and I said, hi. And then Pandora was right there and I was like, oh, who are you? I'm just kidding. No, Pandora, I love you.
I literally saw Pandora walk in and I screamed. I'm like, ah!
God, I love Pandora. Act like you've never seen a rude girl before.
I know, but still, it was Pandora. She's
I was keeping my cool. Yeah, I love Pandora too, but I was keeping my cool. I had to keep my cool. Some of us had to keep our cool. We had a show.
I would have been like that if I would have seen Mistress. I do love Mistress.
Your
Mistress.
I know somebody that knows Mistress.
I love Mistress.
Yeah.
I will say that again. I love you, Mistress.
Wow.
Well, you know,
somebody's gotta love her.
I do.
Minus
196. 196. Did you guys know that that's an Asian drink? Oreo just told me
I thought it's on the label.
It's so cute. I did not know that.
It's really juicy.
I literally saw a TikTok and it was so funny, and I was like, "Wait a second!" And then Oreo was like, "Yeah."
You're welcome.
It was,
you're welcome.
Yeah.
So
I think we're caught up.
Quickly, talk to us about your experience of being seen and being a house girl at Charlie's.
Quickly.
Yes. Quickly. I mean, I do think that being part of Be Seen was one of the biggest blessings I've had in my drag career. I do believe that Be Seen gives the girls an opportunity to really showcase what they have. It gives them a whole month. And just so you know, really soon we're going to be announcing the new opportunity for the season 4. Um, but BC was just a really, really good experience. I felt so secure in myself. I felt like there was such great competition. I mean, some people can't handle commitment, and that's understandable. They will move along, but commitment is a hard thing
Why
to
you look
keep.
at me when you
Was
say
that
yeah.
Booda, you were on Be Seen.
Oh God. Yeah, I could say that Be Seen is a great opportunity, but it's no joke.
It is no
you
joke.
have to,
and you want to do Drag Race.
It's basically like it.
I would say it's harder than Drag Race, in my opinion.
What season were you on?
3.
No, Drag Race.
Oh. No, I'm just saying that.
Well, I think it does prepare you to be ready to understand that there's going to be commitments that you can't fall through on. Because then people will remember that. And then it's visually, at least for me, when I see the people who quit, Booda, I think maybe there was something that wasn't ready there. It was maybe something that was not at the moment something that they felt confident in doing. But for me, that was the opposite experience. I was there to show, because when I started doing drag, I did do a few bookings at Charlie's as a gender fluid performer before there was at least any of the other ones that I saw in my experience in the last 5 years, I would say. And I was very proud of that. And Claudia really did show me appreciation for my art at the time. So I felt very confident that I was going to do good. And not only that, I was there hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you,
you always are.
I am always hungry. Can I get a number 2 with some mac sauce?
I've never seen you do anything that is like half-ass. And if you are doing it half-ass, then you hide it very well. Because I also was coming off a competition as well, and I was kind of like done with it. I was kind of like, and plus like my last day, I wasn't really like it like my last day kind of hurt my feelings, and I was kind of like, you know what? I don't think that I'm ready. And I think that's okay to say.
That is fair to
I think that's okay to say that, you know what? I dipped my toes into this. I looked at what it really takes to do this, and I am taking a spot away from a person who actually really needs it.
And you already had your own show.
True. But at the same time, I did not want to continue something that I did not want to continue something that I was doing half-ass. I felt like it was very disrespectful for a lot of people's time. It was a waste of my time, because if I'm doing this half-ass, why even bother? Because, I know I wasn't ready to be doing all that,
And to be fair, I will say, for me, when we spoke about it and you told me, I understand that and I respect that, because that wasn't, I'm too pretty, I'm going to leave.
No,
because you're not too pretty.
No, I wasn't pretty.
And you're not
I actually felt like the ugliest
I feel
out of everybody. I'm dressed as Kamala Harris with little to no makeup. I look like a fool, and I don't think I know what I'm doing, and I shouldn't be thinking about that at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
So
it's
I'm
because
thinking,
you take it serious.
I am, but at the same time, I'm overthinking about it. I already know who they are looking at, and I'm not at that point right now. You earned it.
So where can we catch you?
I'll be there on Friday with Piper Mache, and it will be super fun because it will be my 4th day doing drag, and you will see me going ham at it, because I want to show that I can consistently bring something new every motherfucking day of the week. And then Saturday, I'll be there for Saturday Stars with the one and only Claudia B, the Be Seen creator and the Queen Bee at Charlie's, outside of the one and only Pussy LaHoot, which I'll be there with her on Sunday for Pussy LaHoot and Friends. And you will find me basically all week throughout Charlie's and consistently throughout the month. at Charlie's Phoenix. And again, keep an eye out because I'll be posting a lot more for Be Seen. All you new girls who feel very strong and feel a commitment to doing drag professionally and showing up to a gig that will respect you, pay you, and get you out there and seen. And trust and believe. Look at my girls, Moxie and Ayana are literally heading out to Denver, to do Denver Pride, and I am so excited for them because that experience, as a winner from Be Seen season 2, you get the chance to go and represent Charlie's and Phoenix and show what Phoenix is about. It was so fun. There is nothing like it. And I wish my sisters the very best on this incredible trip. And whoever the next winner is, I can't wait to get you into this family, love you, and nourish you as best as I can.
Make sure that you guys check out our next show, Lady Berry's Country Style.
Yeah, we're going to give you some country, real country.
July 13th
Yeah.
on a Sunday at 7. $5 cover. And
Sunday, $5 cover. Sorry if you guys didn't understand what.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I'm excited. I'll be there.
Yes. So
For like the first hour.
I will be there for like the first hour.
So make sure you come and yeah. And then always have it, if you're at Stacy's at Melrose, always have a minus 196 on us.
And ladies, have a very special day.
You have just watched the Lady Berries podcast. Thank you for listening. Subscribe or follow for more content.